Hello, I love you. My name is April and welcome back to my channel. I have been in hiatus again. I run into these times and spaces in life where there's parts of me that are fighting the parts of me that want to be better. So it's an internal battle. It's an internal battle of lower nature and higher nature. This is what I feel like bipolar is, but I'm not a doctor and I can't label it. But I have given the availability to my lower self to have all this space and time and availability. Did I say that? No. To play out these karmic cycles, which I now want to end. I now want to end because I realize I keep attracting people to me that are displaying parts of my wounds that I thought that I've dealt with. I have been dealing with. I have been uprooting. I have been transmuting. I have been looking at. I have been delving into some very hard topics for review. Looking into the family line, revealing the secrecy, uncovering the contracts and agreements that affect our family lineage, especially our feminine line. And while I do this, I'm not sure if it's just the parts of me that accepted these things coming in to say, look at what you did. Or I don't know if it's the people outside of me saying, don't let me go. Please don't let me go. It was too good with you. It was too good with you. Like, I gave people a lot more than I should have. I gave them a lot more chances. I gave them time, energy, and effort that never got put back into me. Never. I was very naive. I was very misunderstanding that we were all in our lower nature and we were giving into our animal instinct. We had no desire to be better people. We had no desire to engage in our cosmic being. When I started this healing process, when I started giving up my day-to-day of addiction, drugs, alcohol, we can't even put non-romantic intimacy. Like, it was bad for some time because addiction brings you into this world where you don't care what you're doing. You don't care who you're hurting. You don't care what kind of footprint you're leaving. And then something switched. And then I really did care. It's what they call a midlife crisis. I think I went into my midlife crisis a little bit early. And I was like, I can't continue to live like this. I can't continue to harm myself in such a brutal manner. I can't continue to numb the pain with drugs and alcohol because that's becoming too hurtful to my own soul. Oh, I'm sorry to my soul. And I ask to ground any energies that are in misalignment with my soul's wholeness back into Mother Earth now, integrating the lessons, integrating the soul fragmentation, reclaiming my power, my essence, my energy, my light, spent in places and spaces who never respected me. Thank you. I've been trying all these years to avoid looking at a wound, to avoid healing trauma that allowed me to separate from my own soul, that allowed me to be protected and taken care of and watched over by the Most High, unknowingly fed into somebody's washing their hair. I smell shampoo, unknowingly fed into the arms of the enemy, where they were given the opportunity to treat me with grace, with love, with dignity, with kindness. And they did not honor or revere me in such a manner. I don't know if that's the proper term, but every time I look up a term that I don't usually normally use, it's correct. So what happened was, because I wasn't full and whole, there was a space left open for people to put their 2 cents in. They put their energy, they put their ideas, they put their frequency, and we all have our own space. And when we meet people, let's go over here. When we meet people, so I have my space, and then, can I see it? Yeah. And then another person has their space, and another person has their space, and another person has their space. And we're supposed to respect the boundaries of other people, but sometimes there's this overlap. And the more people that come into your space, the more overlap you have. And then this is when we are acting out of character. And this is when we are following in the footsteps of like, we're allowing people to lead us to places and spaces that we were never supposed to go to, because our strong what one was us? This one. This one? This one? This one? I don't remember. There's not really one on there that's independent of another. Like there's overlap always. One is a mother, one is a sister, one is a cousin, one is a friend. And then you don't understand, by agreeing with their energy, you create this overlap. So now this is when they say you become your closest five. Now, if you're an addict, your closest five, or the closest five that can get you the highest, that can get you the most messed up. And then when you try to move into your higher nature, you have all these programs open for what you cycle in, what your pattern is, what your Can I ground that? So then we have to rewrite these programs of what the new normal is. And this has been taking humanity a long time to witness that this energy has been in their system since they were 5 years old and they made that first friend. And that first friend was a tyrant. And our parents were like, I don't like when you hang out with that person. Because your parent could see that they were in their lower nature. But your parent didn't realize that they were in their lower nature too. That was the only reason why they could see it. Because we can't see that which is outside of the realm of our own consciousness. So your parent unknowingly created a space for you to only live in their lower nature and not the lower nature of your friends, that because you got told you couldn't, you had to separate from them. You had to separate from them. There may still have been some residue, but it wasn't like when you were in this togetherness. So this is the we're all one kind of idea. We all have our own energy field. We all have our own souls, agreements. But when we start engaging in other people, just think about how many people this person has engaged with and how many energies they actually have in their reality that don't belong to them. And it goes on and it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. Like clearing up the collective consciousness is really, really why I think ascension has taken so long. I don't think it has anything to do with time or divine timing or perfect timing, or it has everything to do with the understanding that we've created this spider web of distortion, and it's rippled through the whole community. This is why we have so many broken homes. This is why we have so much infidelity. This is why we have, because infidelity doesn't have to run in your family anymore. You can go and hang out with a person that infidelity runs in their family, and you can absorb their code into your frequency, because we haven't been shown spiritual protection, spiritual hygiene, how to stay in our own space and energy, because energy is the commodity, and the society wants us to be as far away from our own power as possible. So this is what I've been doing, and this is why it takes me so long to come back to my channel. But I'm going to leave it here for today. This has gotten a little longer than I wanted the video to be, and I know that it just takes a lot of time for people to come back to the rhythm of viewing. I love you. Peace out.